Hi there, it's Tania from Tatty Treasures. Hello and welcome back. Hello and welcome if you are a new subscriber. Welcome aboard. It's nice to have you here. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you very much. It's always a pleasure to see you. If you want to comment down below and say hello or tell me what you're doing, what's your weather like. Today I'm filming this and it is Tuesday and I've actually got my blinds open and I've not got my light on or anything, and yeah, we've got a bit of light, so that's wonderful. I can definitely feel spring in the air, so that's fabulous. It's still nippy, but yeah, it's definitely picking up. I went out at the weekend and I cleared a bit of the dead stuff on the garden. I give my birdhouse a good clean and filled it back up. I'm just seeing if I can get this, wider. Yeah, so we've seen lots of birds coming onto the garden and things. I can see little crocuses coming. The snowdrops have been and gone. I've got a lovely Christmas rose. I don't know if that's the proper name for them. It's like a green flower. It's beautiful. And I think you get them in white as well, but this is a green one and it's got a slight bit of red in it. So that's blooming. And all the things are getting ready for like the bluebells and stuff. The greenery is actually starting to grow a little bit. I can just see it coming through, so that's beautiful. My rowan trees have all got buds on, ready to start leafing and things. So yeah, I feel quite relaxed and lovely. So what am I doing? What we're doing today, I'm going to do Roxy's challenge, and it's a great one this week. I'm so glad that she's done this, and I say it's a great one this week. I must say I'm thoroughly enjoying this challenge. I am so glad that I took part, because I knew that Rachel would not would not let us down. Yeah, she does some wonderful projects, and Rachel is one that yeah, I watched both of her 100-day projects last year and the year before, and I'd not been watching her too long before she started the first one that I saw. I don't know if that was the first one ever that she'd done. And I learned such a lot, and I must say that I did definitely learn to collage from watching Rachel. So yeah, she's a very talented artist, and she knows a lot about artists and things. She's very interesting, and she's a fabulous sewer, isn't she? Anyway, enough about Rachel. So yeah, this week she's doing the kind of like envelopes, gusseted envelopes. I think Rachel said, called them like little ephemera folios, folders, but yeah, I think they're more like envelopes really. So she managed to do 9, which I was really surprised about, because at first I thought she's going a bit slow, and she even said, like, I think I must get the pace going. But yeah, she managed to do 9, so that was absolutely amazing. So I have printed off 10. Not that I want to beat it, just because I like even numbers. So what I've printed out is I think these are all from Digital Curo. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. They sell a lot of these background type papers, and I did buy quite a few of their kits when I was starting out, because I think, you buy a beautiful kit with everything matching in that, but you don't realise at the time that you do need a lot of like plain background type things. So I did purchase quite a few from them, and they are very reasonable, and I don't know if they still do it, but they used to do a lot of bundles and things. So a lot of these are like handwriting type things. Some of them have got like a wallpaper, you know, mixed media type background. Oh, I've done a music one as well. Some really big like receipts and things like that. I couldn't tell you which kit they're from because they're just in a folder in my computer what just says text and newspapers, so it's a little bit random. So I've printed those out. I've got some eyelets and I've got my corner rounder. I've got these strips of paper because I'm not sure what Rachel printed hers on, but I've only printed mine on 100 GSM, and we're going to be putting an eyelet in, and I kind of don't think that's going to be thick enough. So I think I'm going to be putting a strip of paper across each one. So these are just, you know, cut-offs from, you know, when you've made books and things like that. They're about 1 inch wide. And I've got the same pages as what Rachel used. These are brilliant. They're out of the Flora book, the Martin, why is it Martin? Keeble. Oh my goodness. Let me have a look. Does it say on here? The Illustrated Book of Flora. The New Concise British Flora. Yeah, Martin, Martin Keeble. So it's good size. It's about A4 size. So these are all the index pages. And I was lucky enough that the last book that I took apart, I saved all the index because I think there's about 16 pages for the index. And I got a new copy, not a new to me. So I was able to take some of those out because you need 2 of these for every one of these. So I need to think what I'm doing now. So for a minute, I shall move those out of the way. So what time is it? It's about 8. I'm just gonna write that down just so I remember. So if it's 8, I'm doing it for 45 minutes. That'll be about 53, won't it? Will it? 53, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Yeah, 53. Right, okay. Right, so I'm going to start off by just doing a basic kind of envelope. So folding the top down like so, and I folded it down about 1.25 inches type thing, and no, I want it the other way. Right, so I want, when I do the flap, I want to do it that way. Okay, so again, take 2. So I'm going to fold this down, and yeah, it's still about 1 3/4 inches. I think that's just a natural kind of, for me, kind of fold. So I'm going to do the next fold about here. So that probably leaves, is that about 1 centimetre at the top? You don't need loads because it is an expanding one. If it was a normal, if I was just using it as an envelope, I would probably even do it down there so that you can get in it. But you can go a little bit higher with this. So let's get on with it. So I must remember, oh, see, I like folding the top down first. Because I just think then you kind of, I've done it before and then my top either ends up too big or too small, so that's why I fold the top up down first. But this part I obviously won't go in the right way because it's going to be the front of it. So yeah, they're kind of around the same height, but that this is going landscape, so this doesn't matter. But yeah, they can be any size you want them to be. So you would probably use these either as a kind of side thing, you know, what you don't put in your journal, that you just keep maybe some stamps in or bits and bobs, or if your journal's big enough you can have it in the pocket, you know, at the front of your journal, and you can perhaps have the things that that you're going to decorate with inside it. So just keep doing this, trying to get them straight. That's landscape as well, so that doesn't matter. This one's beautiful. I think this was a kit what you got all different colour backgrounds. I really do like this. I've got some in green. I don't know if I printed any in green off or not. I went pretty neutral because I don't know what I'm doing with them. I'm kind of feeling that they're too big. How big are they? Yeah, 8 inches. I don't know about cutting them down, you know. I'm guessing Rachel makes a lot bigger journals and things that I would make. So I don't know if this is the right size for me. So let me do them and then we'll see. So I'm just thinking I'll just get you know, because obviously I do a lot of file folders, but I think they're nearly 9 inch, thinking about it. They just look really big. I know I have made these before, and I think it was the time where Rachel had seen, I think she said, did she say Pam at the paper output? No, she said Liz, oh gosh, it's a bit like the paper outpost. Liz, oh dear, she does a lot of pen pal ideas and things like that. Paper project, I think it might be paper project. I shouldn't I watch her. And she'd done it and Rachel did it, and I remember following Rachel when she first did them, but I know that I did do mine smaller, but no, they're fine. So yeah, they'd be nice to go with a file folder, and then you can put extra ephemera in that people can use whenever, wherever. Right, what am I doing now? Okay, so we've got these. I have cut them down. They are just a touch smaller than the actual envelope. I'm not sure about height wise. I'm not sure if I'll have to cut some of them off or not. So we're just folding these in half, like so, and you need 2 for each one. So because I've printed 10 out, I've obviously got 20 of these. Let me just check, see if it's still light enough. It's gone a little bit dull. I think the sun's gone behind a cloud. So I'm waiting to do a conference call with work today, because we're going through consultations, because obviously, you know, retail's been hit really bad through the pandemic. So yeah, we've got a kind of well, the needs of the business have changed. I think they're putting more hours into, you know, the online side of retail and things like that. So people's contracts need to change, you know, so that might mean a change of department, a change in hours, a change in, you know, how many hours you're actually contracted for. So I have gone through them before with the employer that I've been with for, I think I've been with them about 10 years now. But it's always a little bit uncertain. I mean, I've only got like a 12-hour contract. I only do 2 6 hours. So the people who are like full-time have a lot harder time at these consultations, because, you know, they've got a lot of hours that they've got to find. But I could possibly go down to 8 hours. So if I can just pick 2 4-hour shifts up, that'll be fine for me, because yeah, obviously, you know, as time goes on, I've been lessening my hours there through my illness, and obviously building my Etsy shops up and things. So you know, one day I'm hoping that I don't have to work there anymore. Not that I hate it, because I don't. Yeah, they're all gonna have to be cut down. So I've got my big paper trimmer down here. It's not gonna fit up there, so I'm gonna take the papers to it. Let's do 5 at a time, and I'm just gonna cut them across there, and I think that'll be a good height. Apart from, I don't think the trim wants to cut 5, because obviously folded in half. That's 10. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's too many. Oh gosh, this is going to take a while. Right. I'll try 3. Yeah, it's fine with 3, which is obviously 6. And it is quite thick, thick paper. So before I cut any more off, let's just have a look how that will fit. No, because it's going to have to be under there, isn't it? Okay. Right, let me get my ruler. So actually, I can do this on the table trimmer. Let me, because I'm bent over funny on the floor. So this is, obviously you need to measure your own. So it's just over 4.5 inches. So if I go just under 4 inches, right, let's make, is that what I said? Just under 4.5. So there's 4, there's 4.5. So if I take it to there, I will try that one. Yeah, that's fine. Right, let's get all these cut. See if I can do two at a time. Only trouble is you've got to make sure that they're both straight. Oh, come on. Don't you know I'm on a timer? Right. Make sure they're the right way, because I don't want to be chopping chopping the bottom off. So okay, it's going to feel like I've got loads with having 20. Right, we'll just measure that up. I think the sun's come back out. I think it's come from behind its cloud. So that. Shall we try 3? Let's do it. Let's do that. Yeah, that was okay. I'll do 3 again. That's that. Yep. Okay, I just had to pause. Right, so we're going to take them in 2s, and we've got the glue stick, and we're going to go down the middle, a big dollop. Yeah, I had to pause. Ryan had just took Colin out. He's on a late today, which means it starts about 12:30. But it's had well, his eyes closed up, so he's had, while he was out walking Colin, he had a telephone appointment with the doctors. So yeah, I just wanted to pause and see what the doctor has said. And the doctor thinks he's got conjunctivitis. I don't think he's got conjunctivitis, because when I've had conjunctivitis before, it absolutely feels as if you've got glass in your eye. And he said that it doesn't feel like that. I think it's a sty. But yeah, this is what happens, because, you know, the doctors aren't wanting to see you in surgery, which, you know, is understandable, because obviously the NHS is absolutely pushed to its limits. But yeah, when there's something not right with you, it's a bit frustrating. I mean, I've had a crown come off. I've had 2. I take a tablet which for my fibromyalgia, which is renowned for damaging your teeth, and my teeth was perfect until I don't know how long I've been diagnosed with fibromyalgia now, probably about 6 years, and they was fine. Yeah, I'd got a few fillings. I've got a cap at the front where I lost part of my tooth as a child, but apart from that, you know, they was fine. But yeah, now most of my teeth are wobbly, and they seem to be just crumbling away. So yeah, I've had this crown fall off, 2 teeth partly fall away, and a filling come out. And yeah, I could go to an emergency dentist, but, you know, I don't drive. Ryan works full-time. I can't go in anybody else's car. They're not the kind of places, these emergency places aren't, that you can get to on a bus. I don't fancy going in a taxi. So yeah, I've not bothered with that kind of route. I've had a couple of appointments with my, you know, normal dentist over this past year, and right, you know, one of them was cancelled about half an hour before I was ready to you know, come out my house and get on the bus. So yeah, and I'm guessing, you know, I'm not going to be the only one who's got some kind of health issue or dentist issue. and we're just all kind of holding on till everything goes back to normal. So if you didn't see, what I've done is I've just glued all those together, and I just ran about 1.5 inches down the centre, so part of it is, you know, not stuck. So that is that. Right, let me think what's next. So this goes in here. Does she glue? Yeah, I must glue that, and then that. Let me just pause. Gosh, it's becoming one of those mornings. It wasn't, but yeah, it is now. So I've got these like that. So the bottoms are at the bottom, and again I'm going to put the dollop of glue through the middle, and I can't see a crease. Oh gosh, yeah, that's fine, but yeah, and I cannot see the crease. I might have to ink them, you know, just so that I can see them. So I've stuck that side down, and then I'm gonna stick that side down like so. I feel like I've missed something. What have I missed? Might have to just go back and watch it, because I've stuck that down. Obviously these sides need gluing, but then how can I glue the sides? Yeah, I need to go back and watch the video. I'll be 1 second. Oh, okay. I can see where I've gone wrong now. That was because he'd just come in and obviously wanted to know what had gone off of the doctors. So, what I missed out, this is going to be really awkward, is... Oh, it's not. I don't suppose it does matter actually which way you do it. So let me just unblock this glue now. Yeah, definitely one of those mornings. So these, the actual paper what's folded in half needs gluing down the side like so. Which obviously Rachel did hers first. And then the step that I did before that, she then did, if that makes any sense. But I can't see why you can't do it this way. That wasn't awkward at all. So then you've got your accordion pocket, but obviously we need to wait till that glues down. So let's do another. Obviously I've glued them all down, so as you can see it's like this because I've glued that one together, and then, oh my goodness, so we'll go down there like so, and then down here like so. Yeah, so those are glued at the side, and then that's glued together. Yeah, I think this is could actually end up being a little bit quicker way to do it, to be honest. And then need to put glue down this middle, and line the crease up at the bottom with the bottom of our book pages. We don't want it in the crease, we just want it above. I'll just put that up first. Yeah, that's fine. And then a big blob of glue down the middle. Okay, like that. Just leave that to dry. So next one. Yeah, it really doesn't matter which way you do it. Perhaps this way is a little bit more complicated, I don't know, but it hasn't made it any more difficult. And if you're doing it in kind of a production line, you're best to find what's, you know, what works for you, what's quicker for you. Yes, did I say it's going to be one of those mornings? It started off so bright, so promising. Oh, so yeah, and I'm a little bit nervous about this call. Not that, I don't know, it's like I know that I'll be able to get the amount of hours that I need. You know, it's not like when I was a single parent and I was working full time, and yeah, it would have been a really stressful situation. But I suppose at the end of the day, nobody really likes change unless we're the one who's in control of it. If, you know, if we're changing something as self, we're normally changing something to suit ourselves. But when somebody else changes something, it's obviously suits them better, and it might not suit me. So like now I work on a Wednesday, which is Ryan's day off. I forgot what hours I used to do, to be quite honest. They did vary a little bit, but I don't know. Honestly, I can't even remember what I used to do. Which, obviously, Eleanor's at school 9 till 3. And Ryan's off on a Wednesday. So, in the holidays and things like that, obviously, Ryan's at home on a Wednesday. So, that day's fine. But Eleanor's only just 13. She's not old enough to leave. We have just started leaving her for an odd hour when we've gone and done the food shopping. Like she used to come with us, but yeah, since the pandemic, yeah, they've only wanted really one of you to be in the supermarket. So Ryan waits in the car anyway, which has suited him down to the ground, and Eleanor's stayed at home, which has suited her too. And you know, that's fine, an hour, we're not that far. Her dad's sitting in the car. If she needed one of us, you know, she could ring her dad. But and say at a school day, if she finished at 3, was getting home for about 3:30. If I was finishing work at 4 o'clock and I was getting home at 4:30, that would be fine too. But any longer than that, you know, it's not a possibility. My mum, she is retirement age, and she's taken semi-retirement, so she works more than me, but obviously she's not got 2 shops and a YouTube. Well, not as I know of. So my mum still works Monday through to Wednesday. So she can have Eleanor on a Thursday or a Friday. So my hours at the moment are a Wednesday and a Friday, which is obviously suited. Like I say, Ryan's here the Wednesday. On the Friday, if Eleanor's at school, my mum's house is actually closer to the school than what I am. So on a Thursday night, we would take Eleanor's stuff up to my mum's, and Eleanor would go straight up there after school. If it was a school day, a school holiday, or a teacher's training day, Eleanor would go up to my mum's on the Thursday night and stay the night. Obviously, since the pandemic, Eleanor's not been to my mum's for a year now, because my mum's also asthmatic. She has had her first job now, and she has her second one at the beginning of next month. So by the end of April, my mum should be protected. But again, you know, my mum works Monday to a Wednesday. At the minute, they've all been working from home anyway. But, you know, when life goes back to normal, she'll be in the office Monday to Wednesday. So, yeah, obviously I'm nervous about that part because I'm not really that flexible. I can work anytime on a Wednesday and a Friday. It doesn't matter. I can work from 9 o'clock in the morning till 9 o'clock at night, which is kind of like store opening times, because I work on a retail park, so they open later. So yeah, I'm flexible on those 2 days, but I'm not flexible all week. And with my fibromyalgia, and it's quite a physical job. It's a very physical job. I actually work in the stock room. So yeah, it's a physical job. And I do need to have at least a day in between. So like working on the Wednesday and the Thursday isn't really an option. I used to work a Tuesday and a Wednesday a few years ago, and I had more sick days off than I was actually there, because yeah, I just can't physically do it 2 days in a row. And you know, when we had some meetings and stuff about my you know, sickness record and things, you know, we did agree that due to my condition, it would be better that I did a Wednesday and a Friday. Since then, we've had a new manager, so you know, they won't be aware of my situation and stuff. So I think it's like the anticipation of them saying, oh well, where you want to work, there's only shifts available this day and that day, and then me having to say, well, are you aware that, you know, I've got this condition? And oh, you know, you have to just go all through that, which yeah, I don't really like doing. I mean, I will if I have to, but yeah, like really, I just want to go to work twice a week. It's only a part-time job now. Do my job, come home and forget about it. I don't want to be having to, you know, like justify myself and all the rest of it. I just kind of got it, and it took, you know, quite a fight to get it to the Wednesday and the Friday, because well, they was wanting to, you know, give me disciplinaries and all the rest of it. I had to go back to my doctors and get a current letter stating that I'd got a chronic condition. And I went into them and I said, you know, you've already had a letter from my doctor. Do you not understand what chronic means? Like, I'm not going to get any better. Like, it's chronic. That means forever. And they just obviously look at your vacant. It's, you know. So, yeah. I don't think they've got much experience of dealing with it. I've ended up with these left over, so something's gone wrong somewhere. So 2, 0, 3, right, okay, I've not done those 2. I thought, like, I've either not put one in or... So yeah, I'll be kind of glad when it's just over and done with. I know my hours, I know my days, and obviously I don't even know when we're returning back. I think the store's opening towards the end of April. That's what the government's said up to yet. That could change. Because now the children are back to school, so it all depends on how high the numbers go back up, because obviously they will go back up. But yeah, in Eleanor's school, I don't know if all schools are the same. They're getting tested twice a week, so you know, schools should be able to nip it in the bud and, you know, get those people isolated quick. So hopefully it keeps it all contained. So yeah, obviously the numbers will go up, but you know, I think they're thinking that they're not going to go up drastically. But yeah, so I don't actually know when I'm going back, and that's obviously causing a little bit of anxiety, because I kind of have to, you know, if I was going back to work next week, I would have to this week make sure that, you know, I slept well, ate well, took my tablets on time, kept hydrated, you know, like really get myself in tip-top condition to go back. I just can't, you know, or next week you're back, I think I'd have a meltdown, because I'm just not as adaptable as I used to be. So, and it just always makes you feel awkward, you know, because I remember when I was saying about, you know, I just can't do 2 days, one after the other, and obviously, you know, people just look at you like, what do you mean you can't? And yeah, like, I get that it's hard to understand. Like, I totally get that. I don't expect, you know, everyone to go, oh, yeah, of course. Because I think, you know, until you've either experienced it or you know somebody or something, it is a bit hard to get your head round. It was hard for me to get my head round it. You know, gone from working full time, long hours, and, you know, running a house, being a mum and all the rest of it, to now I can only work twice a week and I can't work 2 days in a row, and I've got to make sure I have, you know, rest in between. Is absolutely crazy to me. So I totally get why people don't understand it, but it's kind of embarrassing, because it makes you feel vulnerable. You know, when you have to say I can't do that, and it's just like, oh yeah, I have big problems saying that, because I've never been one of those people. I've always been at, yes, I can do that, yes, not a problem. And now I can't. And yeah, that is one of the parts that I really, you know, dislike. And yeah, sometimes, you know, I'll think, oh, I need to go to bed and rest, and, you know, part of me just thinks, Tanya, why do you have to do that? Like, so yeah, it's difficult to get your head around. So yeah, it's having, you know, that possibility of having to explain myself, and that it always, I don't know, it just always makes me feel quite vulnerable, and stuff. I mean, that is one of the main reasons that I would like to pack up work. And I don't think my workplace is a bad, you know, workplace. I think, you know, a lot of places would be the same. It's like they just don't get it. So yeah, yeah, I've been speaking to Julie this morning, and I did say to her, like, I feel so anxious. I say I couldn't sleep last night. I ended up getting about 5 hours sleep, which obviously doesn't help. So, but on the plus, yesterday was Eleanor's first day back at school, and I was able to clean upstairs and downstairs. And when I say clean, I mean tidy, hoover, mop, and a quick wipe round. It wasn't, you know, no heavy cleaning session. But I did manage to do upstairs and downstairs and do some videos, and it was like, oh my goodness. Yeah, first time I've been in the house on my own since before Christmas. And I, you know, I was finding that quite frustrating, because obviously Eleanor was downstairs on the main computer, because her laptop's been broken for the whole of lockdown, and we need to obviously go and get it mended. So she's been using the computer in the front room, so it's kind of like I've not been going downstairs. I've tried to keep out the way, because obviously she's in live lessons. So yeah, I've just not been able to move around and get on and things. So yeah, it was great yesterday to actually be quite productive. So I'm guessing a lot of mothers are feeling the same, especially, you know, the ones that do work from home. It's been, you know, a bit of a juggle, working from home, schooling from home and stuff. What are we on? 48. Oh dear. So I don't think I'm going to get anything finished. We're nearly there, but yeah, it's a fail. But I tried. I think if the dog hadn't have kept barking, and I didn't get confused, everything would have been fine. And obviously I wanted to put these pieces in to make it a little bit more secure. So yeah, if you're kind of going through the same thing, adjusting and getting back to normal after lockdown, you will have to not message me, you know, leave me a comment and let me know how you're getting on. I mean, some people might, you know, absolutely be missing having people in the house and stuff, but yeah, I've always liked my own company. It's funny because I've always been really outgoing and stuff, and I always used to, you know, go to all the parties at work and people's birthdays and stuff, and I love all that, but I love being at home on my own, because it is kind of, you know, I'm either working or catching up on chores and things. And it's quite nice going in a room, and I can say to my robotic friend who sits in the corner, who's just lit up, you know, play some music, and we can have some 80s mix on while I'm mopping, and it's very nice when people are in. You have to be a little bit more considerate, don't you? So how big are these? 8. So if I just keep, can you see if I come here, I'm just gonna measure those slightly just to try and get middle. So I'm gonna do that for all of them. So yeah, this is quite a quick, easy project, but there's quite a few steps to it. I'm probably gonna have to stick that down a little bit better. Yeah, there's quite a few steps to it, but yeah, really easy. Easy. I already forgot how to do it. Yeah, it's easy. Anyone can do this. But yeah, I think once you know how to do it, you can do it whatever way suits, and that way did end up being all right. I couldn't say if it was faster or slower, because yeah, I do feel like I've been a little bit distracted. So that's probably, well, it will have done. It will have slowed me down. And yeah, maybe I shouldn't have been so greedy and gone for 10. That'll teach you. But yeah, 9 was just a funny number. I think like Rachel just pulled so many papers out, and it was just like, right, I'm doing these. But yeah, I guess I just thought, shall I go for 8 or shall I go for 10? And I thought, well, if I do 8 and I do actually finish them, then what am I going to do after that? So we're now going to put eyelets in everyone. I've just got my trusty draper, because yeah, I fell out with my crocodile. And yes, I know it's not called a crocodile, but I would like, I'm going to put a nameplate on my crocodile and put my name is Crocodile. So I'm going to go through these again. So yeah, it's very much in stages, this project. I mean, obviously if you're only making one, it's not, but why make one? Why make one? And if you do them in, you know, quite neutral colours, backgrounds, you can use them for absolutely anything. Obviously you can decorate them up as you want them to go with whatever journal you're doing. Ooh. I think they are in the middle, ish. They're not bad. Yeah. So I used to use my old phone as a timer, but Eleanor's phone broke for about the 3rd time, and I've told her I'm not paying for any more phone screens, so she's had to have my old phone. I suppose I could set a timer on Alexa, but I never quite know if she's going to work or not. But maybe next time I'll set one on her. Whew, going warm now. Might have to close my blinds soon and say the sun kind of starts off from the left, and by like after dinner it's normally straight outside my craft room, which is like at the front of the house. So it kind of comes up at the side of the house and goes down at the other side. Oh, putting the eyelet in the wrong way. Put that one in that. feel like I've just done far more than 10. Okay, that's straight. Come on. That's that. I've still got 3 more. Right, just have to pause again, sorry. I'm going to say Ryan just come back. He's got some antibiotics and some ointment. And he was just saying that he couldn't take one of the antibiotics because he'd actually ate before he went to pick them up. And he'd got to take them on an empty stomach. So, yeah, he'll be getting ready to go to work shortly. Ooh, right, put that back. What time are we? So we're on 55. So I've failed. I've failed. But I'm going to carry on because, yeah, I can't just stop. Just like that. So I'm going to pause. I'm going to clean my mat up because it's got big chunks of glue on. I'm going to save those because I might want those for some cluster type things. Right, I'm back. I've got rid of all that sticky mat. So I'm going to round the corners. I don't know how this will go because I don't know how straight that they're going to be. I do need to go round this extra piece of paper that I've put on, as you can see, with my art glitter because, yeah, the glue stick just has not stuck it down. Oh, I'm not even going to be able to get this in, am I? I don't think that's going to cut right. Oh, dear. Just give up, Tanya. Give up. I'm not. I'm not. Right. Right. I'm going to pause again. I'm sorry. Not like you don't notice, but yeah, I'm just going to go around them all because I think it's going to be difficult if I don't. Right, hopefully that's glued them all down. So, oh dear. Yeah, I'm going to say I did start off so positive. I'm kind of clock watching now because it is only half an hour till this meeting. And, you know, it'll be one of those things, you do it and then after you think, what was I worrying about? But, yeah, you just can't help it sometimes, can you? Like I say, we are creatures of habit, and any changes we like to enforce them on ourselves. Ooh. Not have somebody else do it, because like I say, it can just make your life difficult. And then, you know, you say if they gave me some hours that I really couldn't do, it'd be like, well, I would have never have gone for the job in the first place if there'd have been those days and those hours. It's not the actual job that I went for, but obviously as a company, they are like, well, if these don't suit you, then you obviously need to go for redundancy. So, and you know, like the companies, like they can't, you know, gone are the days where you used to work at the corner shop and, you know, they knew your grandparents and, you know, everybody cared about each other and stuff. Like the big companies and the big companies, because they're not personal, and like I say, you can't blame them really. And there'll be people, like I say, a lot more affected than what I am. I know there's quite a few full-time people last time who couldn't get enough hours, and some of them did have to leave. And it's not the right time to be leaving your job. I mean, I was hoping by the end of this year that I would be leaving, but obviously, you know, I don't know how things are going to be. Like my Etsy shops have done, you know, wonderful over the last 2 years that I've had them, but you know, if people do lose the jobs and things like that, obviously it's going to change things. So you know, I don't want to be giving up a job in these current circumstances. I mean, obviously it would have been a gamble at any time, but yeah, I just feel as if it'd be a bit of a silly gamble. So that's that. I think they do look nicer with the rounded corners. Obviously, I'm not going to sit and ink them up all now, on or off camera, because it's a lot of inking to do. I shall just ink them when I need them. And to be quite honest, I don't think I'd decorate them that much. I mean, I'm guessing I'm going to be using them for botanicals, so like I might just put a botanical there and a label, but it, you know, it's going to be no more than that. I do like the look of them. So this is some string that the lovely Julie sent me. We've had many a conversation about jute. Crazy. Crazy what we talk about, really. Oh dear. It's so nice to have a crafting buddy. And, you know, she's got a lot more experience than me. She's been a crafter for a long, long time. So, yeah, it's really good for me because, yeah, I ask her some ridiculous questions. And she's really patient with me. She's, you know, sent me little videos of her doing things, and she'll talk me through things and stuff. So yeah, I'm really lucky. So it's nice if you can find somebody who's you know, got more experience, or even experience in just a different avenue, because you know, there's so many avenues, isn't there, with the junk journal, and you've obviously got everything to do with the paper aspect. That's let me just press that down. And then, you know, you've got all the mixed media side and jewellery side and all the rest of it. So yeah, there's a heck of a lot to it. And I think, you know, a lot of people have either started junk journaling through doing other things. So maybe there was a jewellery maker first, or, you know, maybe there was into mixed media first, or paper crafts. So, you know, they don't already know how to do so many of the things and stuff. I mean, when I started, I even had to learn about paperweights and sizes, and, you know, Abacus and A4. Like, I literally knew nothing. So I've been doing it now about 2 years, and I still, you know, there's a lot of things what I'm doing is for the first time. So yeah, I'm just really learning with you. And I know that there'll be, you know, some total beginners who join, but yeah, I think a lot of people who watch I've got, you know, experience and things, but yeah, I don't I think because I do have ideas and stuff, I'm pretty good at you know, having ideas. It's just that I've not got the actual knowledge and like product knowledge about, you know, I mean, glues. I've had to learn, you know, all about glues and inks. And that's before you even, you know, look at like mixed media. I mean, I want to do embossing for the first time. That will be coming up very soon. I want to do some basic jewellery making, not, you know, junk journal jewellery. And I'd like to do some with the texture paste and stencils and things like that. So yeah, but yeah, first you have to like find out about the products, don't you? Because it's, you can get bamboozled with that you need this and that and the other, and you know, somebody will swear by one brand, somebody else something else, and you obviously don't want to buy everything because you don't know if you're going to like it, if you're going to be any good at it. So you have to kind of work out what's the least, you know, amount of things you can get to give it a go, and see how you go. Oh, so glad I undid this. Oh, nearly got it. But yeah, it wasn't tied enough. But yeah, I'm definitely glad that I did put that panel in. But thinking about it now, I don't know why I didn't print them on a card. Yeah, obviously didn't think. But they're fine. I think just with that bit of reinforcement, that's done the job. I've nearly used all this string. Surprising, isn't it? I don't know how much was on there, but it looked quite a bit. So that's that. Oh, we made it 1 hour and 7. So yeah, 15 minutes over. Because obviously I started a bit later, but I've got 10 made and I'm very happy with them. Like I say, they will just want minimal decoration. So that's this week's. Thank you very much for joining me, and I shall see you very soon. Bye for now.